away up high in the Sari peats where the yeller jack pine grows tall. Old Sandy Bob and Buster Jig had a rodeo camp last fall.
Oh, they taken their hosses and their running irons and maybe a dog or two, and lo, they'd brand any long-eared calves that come within their view.
And any old doggy that flapped long ears and didn't bush up by day had his long ears whittled in his old hide scorched in a most artistic way. Now, one fine day, old Sandy Bob, he throwed his Seago down. He said, I'm sick of this cowography and I lows I'm a-going to town.
So they saddles up and hits 'em a lope, for it weren't no sight of a ride. And them was the days when a buckaroo could oil up his insides. They starts her in at the Kentucky bar at the head of Whiskey Row, and they winds up down at the Depot House, some 40 drinks below. They then sets up and turns around and goes back the other way. And to tell you the God-forsaken truth, them boys got stewed that day. They left and they was a-riding back to camp a-packing a purty good load. Who should they meet but the devil hisself just a-prancing down the road? The devil, he says, you ornery cowboy skunks, you better hunt your holes, for I've come up from Hell's Rim Rock just to gather in your souls. Says Sandy Bob, old devil be damned. We boys is kind of tight, but you ain't a-gonna gather no cowboy souls without some kind of fight. So Sandy Bob punched a hole in his rope, and he swang her straight and true, and he dropped it over the devil's horns, and he takes a dally too. Now Buster Jig was a riata man. With a gut line coiled up neat, he shakes her out and built him a loop, and he snares the devil's hind feet. They stretched him out and they tailed him down, and while the irons was a-getting hot, they cropped and swaller forked his ears, then they branded him up a lot. They pruned his horns with a de-horning saw, then they knotted his tail for a joke, then they rid off and left him there, neck tied to a blackjack oak.
Well, if you're ever up high in the Sari peats and you hear one hell of a wail, you'll know it's that devil a bellerin' around about them knots tied in his tail.